Hello, my name's Keith and I'm known as the Florida Stone Man, and today I'm going to be talking to you all about steel. The secrets of steel. You want to call it the Akashic secrets of steel? Then sure, okay, go ahead. Because I made a video about gold and silver. If you haven't watched those videos, then watch them. Watch them, they're good videos. If you miss those videos, then you're missing out on secrets that you probably don't deserve. Oh, but that's the thing. You guys have to watch the full video if you want knowledge. You can't watch 5 seconds of something and expect to be the world's smartest person. It doesn't work like that. That's the one thing that I do discourage on my channel, and now even actively more so. So if you're not meant to have knowledge, then don't watch this video. If God doesn't want you having knowledge, then don't watch this video, okay? But for the people on my YouTube channel, that's for new subscribers, etc. For the people who have subscribed and who watch my videos, I have a good following, a good set of subscribers who actually really want to learn and take time like thinking about things and wanting to learn. So you're gonna have to wrap your mind around steel because you've been taught wrong about steel. So in this video, in the spiritual realm, stainless steel and regular steel kind of categorizes somewhat the same. And I'm playing with my necklace designs, guys. If you see my necklaces move around, I'm trying new stuff. I always try something new. So now it looks more like a vest. So when it comes to steel, what does steel do? Basically, steel is I'm going to talk about stainless steel. Stainless steel has stainless energies. Steel is actually one of the most powerful things in the spiritual realm, especially against demons. So just think about it like this. Steel doesn't tarnish. Silver tarnishes. That's why I'm not a fan of silver. It's because it tarnishes. Gold doesn't tarnish like that. Steel is very, very different in its energies because it has the energy of resistance and reflection. So if you take steel, you can make it shiny. You can make gold shiny too, but steel has a silver element, but basically the element of the divine feminine with masculine in it. So it has masculine and feminine energies both in one. It's a little more feminine than it is masculine, but it's a tough feminine. It's like what people call the dark feminine. I don't like to call it the dark feminine, but steel's the dark feminine. So when you use steel, your enemies will get messed up. And I don't really talk about this too often because one of the things that I use is steel. So if you look and steel's an amplifier too. More than copper in the spiritual realm, yeah. So when people go, oh, copper this, copper that. Copper is a good physical conductor. So I don't think people know about steel being stronger than copper as a spiritual conductor versus, and that's the thing, it goes quartz. And this is why I use it in my designs. I wouldn't teach anything I don't use myself. So quartz is the number one amplifier, then steel, and then copper. Copper is good for like physical stuff, like telekinesis. Steel, I mean, this is good. I mean, basically, I already gave one of the secrets away. So copper is good for, and I'll talk about copper in like coming days or whatever. So copper is good for so you can telekinetically move stuff with your body. More so, steel is good for, or quartz and steel is good for moving it with your mind. So pick the easier one. Okay, so steel is an amplifier. It amplifies other crystals. It's very beautiful. If you look at floridastoneman.com, I'll have a lot of what I have between steel. It's not silver because I don't like the energies of silver like that between gemstones. Maybe on its own. Maybe as its own crystal. I have Navajo steel. I'm Navajo silver. Very special silver. So when it comes to steel, it's cutthroat to demons. It is cutthroat. It's cutthroat. Good example is, and I'm thinking about an example because I have to censor what I say on YouTube because certain words can't be said on YouTube. Like creator says one word. So basically, if you look at Cold Steel, which is a sword company, which I'm thinking about how to say this, so they have a bunch of really nice swords and blades and whatnot. But I should be okay in saying that, right? Okay. So basically, Cold Steel has the best steel. So steel basically it slices apart demons. When a demon feels steel, it slices them apart and it ties them up. Steel is extraordinarily dangerous to black magic practitioners. So people who practice black magic, if you wear steel, people don't even know this. It could be stainless steel or steel. So what about stainless steel appliances? Cast iron steel is really good. Stainless steel, and I'm gonna vouch for stainless steel in this video because it's all my spacers. If I'm using it, then it's obviously doing something. Like it's literally it's not just for looks. It basically has the energy of being a shield before a shield. So, and it's reflective. So anytime someone gives you some form of bad intentions, it goes straight back to them immediately. So it's like a mirror. Now it's incredibly lucky because so I'm gonna explain this very differently. So When you take steel, it could be blunt, like a hammer. It could be sharp, like a sword. It could be blunt and sharp, like an axe. Oh. So basically, if you see, we're going to talk about medieval times. And a good portion of you on other planets as well have used some form of weapon like that. Okay, so I have to be careful how I say this, but basically, sword, shield, steel sword, steel, and that's the thing, steel-toed boots. It's like everything that protects you is steel, but everything that causes some form of offense is steel as well. So really think about it. So in the physical world, we use lots of steel. So literally, it has the energy of being stainless, like untouched. So in Jesus' name, when you wear steel, most problems that you have won't even come near you. It won't even come near you at all. So it shall not come nigh thee. So basically, when you're wearing steel, like situations and stuff you don't even have to be dealing with will stay away from you. And I'm going to talk about the blunt aspect. So like a hammer. So if you're doing a project, not to think about the way I say this, if you're doing a project and you're hammering, a good steel hammer is going to get it done. And it's going to stay good towards the end of its job being done. So when the job is done and it keeps hammering away, then the hammer is still intact. If it's dirty, you can just wash it off. So it has the energy of staying clean. Now, what about the sharp part of steel? So that's the thing. It can literally beat against demons and spirits and anyone doing anything bad with you. And it's good for financial abundance because it beats against obstacles. If you're trying to get through a door because there's money on the other side of the door, it breaks the door down. So steel plated. Just look at all the appliances of steel in the physical world and look at it in the spiritual world. So steel and iron, I'll talk about iron on its own because basically they have polarities of each other. They're different. Steel and iron is different in the spiritual realm. Different. But if you want to basically get rid of a demon forever, steel and iron, and they can't ever do anything ever again. No one can ever release it. Not unless you're God, but even the thing is, God keeps them in one place. So steel and iron will make them never move again. Sometimes a demonologist will try to resurrect the demon, and it will lead to their and they'll join the demon for trying. It's kind of funny. It happens more often than not. It's actually a good way to it's a good trap to get demonologists to do this in themselves, is to try to save a demon. It's like a bait. So what else? So steel is very, very protective. It's like a shield. It's a mirror. Steel can be very smooth, so it has just a whole polarity of just, if you put up a shape like this and someone throws water at you, it goes like this and it goes back to them. But when it's steel, it has more of a cutting edge effect. So I'm thinking this is the most easy way and the biggest secrets on how to explain steel and how crazy steel can be, because it's simple. It's just like you put up your shield, you put the shield up or you swing the sword. So steel will help you know when you're supposed to do that. So it's very interesting because steel will give you the intuition of when to put the shield up. So like, okay, because when you're a warrior and you're someone who's practicing spiritual war, and this is the thing in video games too, like there's a time to put up the shield, swing the sword, put up the shield, swing the sword, put up the shield, swing the sword. But it's just a pattern. Put up the sword, swing the shield, swing the shield, swing the sword, and that's the thing. And let me talk about the offensive aspect. I'm getting excited. The offensive aspects of a shield. So this is something in medieval times. So you basically have an offensive shield. Have you ever heard of that? Oh, this video is about to take an interesting turn. So let's talk about the offensive aspect of steel as a shield. So when you have a shield, there is a move. It's basically like when you slam someone with the shield. You take the shield, and when the enemy thinks that you're just in defense mode, is when you go pop with the shield, and it knocks the enemy off guard because you just use your shield as a weapon. It's called a shield slam. So, there's a move for, there's something, I don't know the exact name for it. So when basically you put the shield up, your enemy expects you, okay, their shield is up, so I'm not gonna try as hard, or they'll relax a little bit because your shield's up, and they'll wait for you to put the shield down because they're relaxed. But when you have the shield up and you go bah, with the shield. It's like same thing with demons. So steel puts off that energy. It's like when they think that you're going to be protected and you're not gonna fight back. It has an offensive attack move as an it's like where'd that come from? So it can really shock enemies. So steel can put the feel in enemies. So what happens if you have a spiked shield? Oh, like a porcupine. So have you ever? I'd like you guys. I wish I had pictures to show you, but there's designs of spiked shields. So it's shields with like nails coming out of it. So steel can have this effect as well when you use it correctly. And I put that form of blessing on my steel jewelry at floridastoneman.com. A lot of you, I suggest to get a steel in tourmaline necklace because clear quartz is good, but steel is good for demon slaying as well. I mean, it's up to you guys. So it's awesome because the shield is very offensive, but when it has spikes, now it's a weapon. So there are maneuvers where you can strike, you can hit your sword and use the shield at the same time, but you won't have to do that. So you won't have to overextend. So the steel is really aggressive against demons. Really aggressive against demons. So here's the big secret. You almost don't have to worry about demons at all when you use steel in tourmaline. That's why I have a steel in tourmaline bracelet. So people ask, oh, why do you have steel on your website? Why do you have stainless steel as spacers? I'm like, it's one of the strongest protections you could ever use. So in different traditions and cultures, they'll put up a mirror. Ooh, this is a good one. They'll put up a mirror as a defense. So like, okay, return to sender, or people will do a mirror spell. You have literally walking mirror spells, self-protecting, self-preserving mirror spells when you have mirrors. I mean, stainless steel. It's literally mirrors. If you look at, I wish I could show you one, but they're entwined with my jewelry. So if you can see them, guys. So basically, I mean, I like steel because it's so simple. It's just simple. It's that simple. So, oh, you can have hammers that have, so you can have, I mean, it's just so versatile. Steel is versatile. Oh, thank you. So one of the really cool aspects of steel, I forgot about this. So it'll stop you from losing stuff. It's so random, but basically a lot of reasons why your stuff goes missing is fairies. Yay, fairies. It's like, no, I mean, people think, oh, fairies are so cute, and they'll make a little fairy altar, and then the fairy will sneak into their neighbor's house and steal their keys and not bring it back. They'll steal dentures or whatever. They'll steal everything. So that's why some people lose their crystal jewelry, is because there's fairies taking it. They work in teams. So like literally, like 10 fairies will move as fast as light and just pick them up, and then just bolt off. So that's the thing, when you have steel, if a fairy cuts themselves on steel, they can never heal. So that's why, and fairies are deathly afraid of steel. So basically demons, it's the same thing. So if steel cuts a demon, it's like it can never heal the bleeding. It's etheric bleeding, so it can never heal, so it'll just bleed out. So they won't take the chance. They will not take the chance. They'll just be like, I don't think I want anything to do with this. I don't think, I'd rather just pick the next target. I'd rather go to the next person, because they're like, they think of themselves, and like a lot of times demons don't really care. They'll just kind of like off themselves because they can. But when you have steel, they get a chance to see themselves before they get to do it, and they're just like, they actually think a second time. They're like, maybe I should pick someone else. Maybe I should pick someone else. They're like, maybe not. So it'll have them dodging, and sometimes even though when they see you and they take off, it still gives them a nip, like just kind of like a little prick, like a needle. So they're like, yikes. So steel is aura piercing to demons. It's extraordinarily protective. It's offensive to dark energy. It's good for abundance. It's good for love because it keeps you calm. So if you're someone who's not calm, steel will calm you down. Steel has the energy of Mars. Ooh, wait till Florida Snowman teaches about planets. It's all God-based. Every planetary information I'm going to teach is about God. So let me give you a little snippet about my future content, because I'm going to teach about planets soon. I'm getting ready to teach about planets. The Watchers are why we know astrology. We don't know astrology because we figured it out ourselves. We don't. That's not how it works. You're like, no, well, this happened. It's the Watchers who came down. It's actual history, okay? Anything else is not true. So basically, God let the Watchers come here so that we can have some information on astrology. They taught it incorrectly. God, and this is the Book of Enoch. God basically said to the Watchers, and they didn't really teach about steel like that. Not like that. I wonder why, because they're demons. They're literally fallen angels. So when they taught about silver and gold, but they didn't teach about silver or steel. I mean, they didn't teach about steel. I wonder why that is. That's why so many people don't know about steel. So basically, when it comes to that, and that's the thing, the Watchers have taught about astrology, metals and minerals, etc., makeup, but they didn't teach the whole thing correctly because God gave them only a fraction of information. So in the future, I will be teaching about planets. The sun, a little sneak peek is the sun has to do with God. God made it as something that represents him. It's life force, it's warmth, it's light. God is literally light in heaven. The Bible talks about this. The Holy Spirit is represented by the moon, the divine feminine. So Mars is represented by, well, I'll just say it, the wars between man and anything that's going against God. So I'll talk about that in the future, but that's why steel is so crucial, because it belongs to the element or the planet of Mars, and it's a demon's bane. The steel I call the demon's bane. I'll talk more about that in the future. I have a lot to teach. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Get steel jewelry from FloridaStoneman.com, especially as a necklace. If you knowing this about steel, I wonder how you'll feel. Very good. So get steel from FloridaStoneman.com. When I say, if I'm wearing this much steel, what does it tell you? If I'm wearing this much steel, what does it tell you? And yes, I have a pause feature, so anytime someone's extraordinarily noisy, I'll just hit the pause feature, because people on motorcycles in quiet high-end neighborhoods will just be like, I would like every person over the age of 80 to wake up out of their bed, so I'm just gonna rev it down the street. That's why that's okay. If you have any questions, ask them in the comment section. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Ciao. Check out FloridaStoneman.com.